Besties, what's up? My name is Meg. Welcome back to my channel. In today's video, it is October, so we are officially reading spooky books. Now, we are reading 3 spooky books. We are starting off with Blood on Her Tongue by Johanna van Veen. So the back says, I'm in your blood and you are in mine. The Netherlands, 1887. Lucy's twin sister Sarah is unwell. She refuses to eat, mumbles nonsensically, and is increasingly obsessed with the centuries-old corpse recently discovered on her husband's grand estate. The doctor has diagnosed her with temporary insanity caused by a fever of the brain. To protect her twin from a terrible fate in a lunatic asylum, Lucy must unravel the mystery surrounding her sister's condition, but it's clear her twin is hiding something. Then again, Lucy is harboring secrets of her own too. Then the worst happens. Sarah's behavior takes a turn for the strange. She becomes angry and hungry. Lucy soon comes to suspect that something is trying to possess her beloved sister, or is it madness? As Sarah changes before her very eyes, Lucy must reckon with the dark, monstrous truth or risk losing her forever. And this one has really fun sprayed edges. This one honestly is actually really cool in my opinion. I like it a lot. Now there are 335 pages, so this should be a pretty easy read. We are going to get started. Okay, so we've been reading for just a little bit over an hour now. We are that far into the book, so not very far. We are about 88 pages in. We're on chapter 7. So far, we've learned about the body that they discovered on her husband's property, Sarah's husband's property. Lucy has come to help take care of her sister. We're reading Blood on Her Tongue, and the most disgusting thing just happened. That something gross and disturbing happens, and I immediately hand to my mouth. Anyways. Hello, good day. It's now 11:04. Today we took a shower and we got right into our skeleton jammies because it is spooky season and I honestly have nowhere to go. But anyways, we are currently reading Blood on Her Tongue. We are that far into Blood on Her Tongue. We are currently about 123 pages in. I want to try to finish this book today. That is the goal that I have. We still have 219 pages left to go, so we are going to try to get that done today. So far we are, I want to say that we're about halfway now into the book. It is talking a lot about some gross things, not gonna lie. Like, it's a little gross. Like I've said, talking about other horror books, that nothing really about it is too scary. It's just more so the fact of like, it's just kind of some unnerving things are happening and everything around like that. That's kind of where we're at. We're gonna keep reading and seeing where it goes from here. So, bam! Okay, besties, so we are now that far into the book. We are on page 237. Let's do the math. We have 102 pages left to go. So far, I don't want to say that I'm unsure of the book because it's definitely an interesting read. Is it a book that I might end up keeping? I don't know. I don't know if this is a book that I'd end up keeping. But either way, we're gonna at least finish it and then just kind of chill out, I think, for the rest of the day. We're gonna get back to reading and yeah. Okay, so we are that far into the book. We have not that many pages left, honestly. We have 24 pages left to go, and boy oh boy, this book is very odd. Very, very odd. I'm gonna be honest. It's very gory, not scary. Not scary whatsoever, but just very gory. Lots of blood. Lots and lots of blood. And yeah, that's pretty much all I have to say about this book. It's just kind of, I don't want to say a bummer, but I was kind of expecting a little bit more out of it, and it's just okay. It's just okay. Yeah, it's just okay. That's all it really is it's just okay. That's all I have for right now. I'm gonna finish it up. Okay, hello. We finished Blood we finished Blood on Her Tongue by Johanna van Veen. And this book is definitely very gory. Do I think it's a horror book? Not necessarily. I kind of think of it more as like slasher vibes, where it's like it just is full of nonstop blood, gore, mishaps like that. What do I rate it? What do I rate it? I don't know. I think I'm gonna have to think about that for a hot minute and figure out what I actually thought about this book and how I feel towards it. Once again, another horror book I wasn't scared of. But like I said, it wasn't necessarily like anything scary. It was more so just gory. Full of blood. Anyways, that's all that I have for today. I will check in tomorrow with you as we start up another spooky book. So I will see you then. Good morning. It is the next day. We finished Blood on Her Tongue by Johanna van Veen. Our next book that we are going to be reading is The Haunting of Ashburn House by Darcy Coates. And it says, "There's something wrong with Ashburn House. Everyone knows about Ashburn House. They whisper that its old owner went mad and restless ghosts still walk the halls. But when Adrian, desperate and in need of a place to stay, inherits the crumbling old mansion, she only sees it as a lifeline until darkness falls. Strange messages are etched into the walls, furniture moves when she leaves the room, and a grave hidden in the depths of the forest hints at a terrible, unforgiving secret. Something twisted lives in her house, its hungry eyes ever watchful, chasing the threads of a decades-old mystery. It isn't long before she realizes she's become prey to something deeply unnatural and intensely resentful. She has no idea how to escape. She has no idea how to survive. Only one thing is certain: Ashburn's dead are not at rest." So this is also by the same publisher that published Blood on Her Tongue. This is also advertised as a horror fiction. And not gonna lie, like, the font is pretty big. This is what we have in mind. So we're super excited. We are going to start The Haunting of Ashburn House. Okay, so we are on to chapter 8 of The Haunting of Ashburn House. We're that far into the book. We are on page 51. So far, what we know is that the house has been left to Adrian, and she so far has gotten to the house. She's somewhat unpacked. She brought her cat. His name's Wolfgang. Anyway, she calls him Wolf. And so far, she has already explored part of the house. However, the house is a little creepy. It's a little creepy. She found, like, her great aunt. She found her bedroom, and inside the bedroom was a bunch of Victorian-esque clothes, and there was also a bunch of things that were scratched into the walls. One of them is like no mirrors. Like every place that there would be a mirror in the house, there was no mirror, and there was an inscription in the walls that said no mirrors. So that's a little weird in my opinion. What was the other message? There was another message too. On a table, one of the messages that sat there said, "Is it Friday?" And then another one that said, "Light the candle." So don't know what that's about. Anyways, so we're gonna keep reading. I'll update you with any other knowledge that I know. As of right now, where we're at in the book, there are some ladies that pulled up to the house to befriend Adrian. So I don't know what's gonna happen. So hello. So it's the next day. I got some cornbread and we're reading the Ashburn House. Where I left off with you yesterday, I had to stop. I was having a little bit of a bad mental health day. As I was reading, I was having a very hard time concentrating because I had just a lot of anxiety, lots of built up things going on in my head. Haunting of Ashburn House. I did not get very far. We have 278 pages left to go. So we're gonna try to finish this. I'm gonna read Haunting of Ashburn House. So. Okay, hello. So we are still on the Haunting of Ashburn House. We are that far into the Haunting of Ashburn House. I don't want to say we're halfway because we're definitely not. We made it to chapter 19. It's called Strangers. There has been something drastic that happened to Adrian and one of the ladies that she met the day prior. We have 199 pages left to go, so we are going to continue on reading. From what I can tell is, as the back of it says, there's something wrong with Ashburn House. I can most definitely concur. I can concur that there is something wrong with Ashburn House. That's where we're at. That's what we're doing. We're going to continue on. It's a little bit later. We are now about halfway. I would say that we're about halfway. So we are exactly about halfway. We're 164 pages away from finishing. I'm unsure how I'm liking this book. I don't know if it's because it very much feels like one of those scary movies that you're at where it's like, oh, don't go do this, or oh, don't go do that. Like one of the things in the book says no mirrors. Just no mirrors. Anywhere that there would be a mirror, it just says no mirror scratched into the wall. However, it's just kind of like one of those things like, why would you put a mirror there then? There's a sign telling you not to do something, you know, don't do it. How hard is it? And she literally, in the book, Adrian, her character, literally said, I don't want to be the type of person in a scary movie, missing all of the signs. Like, ma'am, you are literally missing all of the signs. So I did not have my mic on whatsoever. I was talking into it. However, the mic receiver was not on. Anyways, where I was at in this particular clip, I had 86 pages left of the book to go. I was really enjoying it, everything like that. I did end up finishing it, and I talk all about my final thoughts at the very end of the video. But we do have our next read that we shall find out tomorrow. Hello! Today we are reading our third and final book, which is We Live Here Now by Sarah Pinborough. This is what the book is about. It says, after an accident that nearly killed her, Emily and her husband Freddie moved from London to a beautiful Dartmoor country house called Larkin Lodge. The house is gorgeous, striking, and to Emily something about it feels deeply wrong. Old boards creak week at night, fires go out and books fall from the shelves, and all of it stems from the terrible presence she feels in the third-floor bedroom. But these things happen only when Emily's alone. So are they happening at all? She's still medically fragile. Her post-sepsis condition can cause hallucinatory side effects, which means she can't fully trust her own senses. Freddie doesn't notice anything odd and is happy with their chance at a fresh start. Emily, however, starts to believe that the house is being haunted by someone who was murdered in it. Though she can find no evidence of a wrongful death, as bizarre events pile up and her marriage starts to crumble, Emily becomes obsessed with discovering the truth about Larkin Lodge. But if the house has secrets, so do Emily and her husband, and they live here now. You know the drill. Dust jacket needs to be gone. Okay, so we are just a little bit into We Live Here Now. We are 41 pages in. So far, I'm enjoying the book. I definitely see this being a psychological thriller for sure. Right now, we've found out at least what secret Emily is keeping from her husband Freddie, but as far as Freddie's secret, we don't know what he's hiding. So we are going to continue on. We're on chapter 13. Okay, hi, hello. So we are now, I want to say we're we're a little bit less than halfway. We have 167 pages left to go. I really think that we can get this book done this afternoon. I think I could finish this book within the next hour or two max. And then we shall go over all of our thoughts that we had for all three books and their ratings.
Bam!
Okay, hello besties. We are on chapter 66. We are currently that far into the book. I want to say that we only have 70 pages left. So far, this book kind of feels like The Shining, where it's the couple goes crazy from the inside, but I'm not sure. I'm not sure even what's going on. I'm a little confused. Things are happening, but I don't know. Just very, very odd things, I guess you could say. Okay, so we finished We Live Here Now, and it was a pretty decent read, not gonna lie. And with it being so short, it was actually so concise and so good. Some thrillers, I know that they take their time and they really amp up the story, but We Live Here Now, I felt like the pacing was perfect. Now, for our breakdown. So, the first book that we read in this video was Blood on Her Tongue. I ended up having to think about this book quite a bit on how I digested the story, on how I liked the story, everything like that. I ended up giving Blood on Her Tongue 2.5 stars. Honestly, was definitely something different, definitely something that was a cool concept. However, I wasn't too keen on the ending. So it honestly, had it not ended the way that it did, I probably would have given this book a 3-star instead of 2.5. But, what you gonna do? The next book that we read The Haunting of Ashburn House. I indeed loved this story. This story was so good. It encapsulated what a haunted house would feel like, especially with having everything the way that it played out. It definitely gave off horror movie vibes. So in the end, we gave this 3.75 stars. And lastly, for We Live Here Now, as I said, I loved the pacing. I loved honestly, everything about it. This one was really well written. There were certain things that I can't tell you that kind of slightly bothered me, but other than that, it was really good. So this book ended up getting 4 stars. Thank you guys so much for watching today's video. I hope you did enjoy us reading spooky reads together since Halloween is coming up. Do all of the YouTube things you know how to do, and I will see you in a bit. Bye!